Hello and welcome to the ZTGD News Burst. Today on the 25th of October 2013. You are watching stroke listening to me, John, and my co-host, Justin.
What's up?
How are you?
Tired. How are you?
Yeah, but not for the same reasons you are. I'm tired because it's late over here. So.
It's late over here too.
It's not
just
bad.
not as late.
How are you feeling? You were a bit under the weather, so you missed the epic show last week.
Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm sorry I missed it. That kind of sucks, but...
Yeah, it was good fun having Mike on here.
Yeah, I bet it was crazy.
It was long. It was a long-ass podcast, that's for sure. Indeed. We'll try to make this a little bit shorter, so we will crack on a few news stories this week. First one is news today, actually, come out in regards to a day one patch for the PlayStation 4. Now, day one patches aren't an unusual thing, but when it comes to consoles, this will be the first time we've ever had that thing. We know Xbox is having a day one patch because it's got to turn off all the stuff that they wanted to have on the console back when they announced it. However, oddly, there's some really strange features that are being brought in with this day one patch on the PS4. It's going to be there ready as soon as you turn on the console. It's going to be about 300 meg in size. It's going to give you the ability to do things like the PS Vita streaming, which is one of their big things they're banging on about. It's also going to allow you to play DVDs and Blu-rays. Well, shouldn't that do it anyway? Out of the box.
It should be built in. In the
it's
box.
not. I mean, the drive's there, and from what they're saying, you can play a game. Why can't you watch a Blu-ray? So it's a bit weird.
I don't know.
A bit of head scratching. It's not a big issue. 300 meg isn't a massive size, but it's one of those. If you've got a slow internet connection, it's one of those hurdles you're going to have to navigate in order to actually get your system up and running as it should be. You're also not going to be able to play multiplayer until the patch is downloaded. So that's another one of the features that's going to be included. Why? I mean, I can understand that at this point they're in boxes. The PS4 is in a box in a warehouse somewhere, ready, but we're too close to launch for it not to be. So, but why is software like this omitted from the initial software? It just seems really, really weird.
I don't know. I don't understand it because Sony, they made this Blu-ray shit and it came standard with the the PS3. Why they decided to leave the functionality out to be a day one patch is asinine, in my opinion, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as if they were ever going to take that functionality away. They want to continue supporting Blu-ray, of course, for movies, although they would like you to use their digital service. They understand it's not something that everyone can do. So, it's a given. You get the console out of the box, you plug the box in, you put a game in, and that plays. But if you want to put a Blu-ray in, that should play straight away as well.
Right, and their competitor, the Xbox, Microsoft, I'm sure they have capabilities of watching Blu-ray movies right out of the box.
Yeah,
no firmware update needed. That doesn't make sense to me. Their competitor, who they have to, Microsoft has to, I imagine, give some kind of loyalty to Sony for using Blu-ray.
Yeah, they'll have to license the technology, yeah.
Right, and they will have that functionality out of the box from Go. So that doesn't make sense to me why Sony doesn't have that functionality from Go. So if you don't download the patch, you can't watch a Blu-ray movie. Doesn't make sense.
I mean, the only thing that it could possibly be is that there was an issue with the software. They'd already started production on it prior to them discovering it. Or they just left it too late in the day and knew they were going to have to patch it day one and has just decided to leave it till now to tell us. It's very odd, but I mean, they basically said it's not going to take you too long if you've got a good sort of 3, 4, 5, 6 megabytes per second speed. You'll have that thing downloaded in 10 or 15 minutes. What's also interesting is something that isn't going to be in the patch and isn't already on the software, which is the suspend and resume functionality, which is the ability to just switch your console off onto a low energy setting and then resume exactly where you left off by pressing a button. Now, that was something they were touting as a big thing back when they announced it in February, that it was going to have this kind of always on, but this not always on, if you know what I mean. It was ready to go, bang. That's not going to be out of the box, and it's not going to be in the patch. They're going to announce in the coming weeks information about when that patch is going to be available. So another big software-based functionality that isn't included. Very, very strange.
Oh, it doesn't shock me that some functionality that they announced isn't going to be included day one. Microsoft's going to be the same way. So that doesn't shock me. The only thing that shocks me in this story is the functionality of a Blu-ray player.
Well, what I'm taking from this is that with these, I don't know the ins and outs. We won't know until we actually start experimenting and playing with the console. But I thought the idea of having the suspend resumes for stroke functionality, where you've got that always on but very low power consumption setting, was that would allow you to download patches in the background. It would allow you to purchase items on the app, which is also coming out just before launch on your phone, and that would automatically be downloaded when you get home. I thought that functionality was based upon this suspend resume thing working. So I don't know if that's a separate thing. I guess we'll find out.
I don't know.
No, you don't care anyway. You're not getting a PlayStation, are you, so it don't matter. Not yet, anyway.
No. Circumstances have changed a little bit, so I think I'll be getting the PS4 at launch and waiting on the Xbox.
Really?
Yeah, breaking news. Yeah, that's right. You're the first to hear it.
Why didn't you say that before the show? That would have been the headline.
Oh, I didn't even think about it until it was just brought up.
Wow. So you've decided to swap flags, so to speak, to start off with.
It's a kind of a long story. I'm just helping out a friend.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough.
So
wow. Well, welcome to the club.
It may not come to happen, but I was reading on Twitter that Terrence, Professor Chaos, Amazon fucked him on his order because he switched payments and they canceled his pre-order and they wouldn't get it back.
They haven't cancelled it. They've already announced that if you switch payment methods during a deposit section, your pre-order is not cancelled. It was in the news this week because they didn't do it to him. They did it to a lot of people, and basically they have come out and said if a pre-order, if a payment method had changed after you made the pre-order, it will not affect your pre-order. So he needs to check up on that.
Yeah, because what they told him is they emailed him back yesterday or the day before, I forget which one, saying that they can't give him his pre-order back. So
what?
Yeah,
this is against what they've already said.
Yeah, they've already told him that he can't. They won't give him his pre-order back.
So essentially, you're going to be giving him your pre-order.
Yeah.
Wow, you're a gentleman.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I was looking forward to the Xbox, but he's been looking for it way too much. He was just way much more than I was. And, this is his system of choice for this generation. And just helping out a friend because he's going through some tough shit. So, and then Amazon going back and fucking him like that. So I'm like, I was gonna get PS4 anyway. So it's just a reversal of roles, just a change of pace. So next year will be the Xbox, and then this will be PS4. So
did you already have your PlayStation pre-ordered? So
Yes.
hedging your bets.
Yes.
Oh wow, okay. So because obviously if you tried now, you probably wouldn't get one.
Right, and because I ordered both my systems through Amazon as soon as they were announced at E3 that they can be available for pre-order or whatever. So, and I was, obviously before I picked my choice that I'm gonna cancel my PS4, get my Xbox One, get the PS4 next year. And I've been procrastinating on canceling my PS4 pre-order, but I'm kind of glad I didn't now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, to be fair, the next story isn't going to interest you as much then. Titanfall. EA and Respawn have came out and they have announced the release date. So the internet went wild. A lot of people are really, really stoked. March 11th for the US and March 14th for Europe. Coming, of course, to Xbox One. That's, I believe, the lead platform, and Xbox 360 and PC will also be there. They have also announced with it a sweet-looking statue figurine. It must be about, it's got to be 10 to 12 inches in size. And it's got LEDs on it and all sorts, and lights up. It's a Titan, essentially. Looks really, really cool. Also really, really expensive at $249. So
What?
it's very limited, apparently. This isn't one of those limited edition things. This is a limited. There's only so many they're going to be making. If you can afford to splash out the $250, if you're really excited about the game, then it might be a good option. But I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say, why should I invest so much money in the game that I've never played before? You know, it's not a sequel, it's a new thing. But, you know, there'll be people out there who are excited by it. Our last week's guest, Mike, he's really excited. He wasn't. He was thinking about cancelling his 360 pre-order, but when they announced that, it got him excited again. So there could also be a chance, of course, that there'll be a beta available to Xbox One, some kind of, I'm sure they'll do something. Destiny have just started issuing beta codes for PS3 and PS4 members for early next year, probably January, February time. Now, that's the sort of big question, is that how close launches are they going to have? Because although Destiny is a multi-platform title, its lead platform is the PS4. You know, it's one. You know, if you see any adverts, it's generally associated with the PS4, and I would imagine most people will buy it on the PS4. Probably those that are a little bit jealous of Titanfall. You know, although they're different games, they're two developers that are highly respected, and you know, they both look really, really cool. What people have seen of them, so it'll be interesting to see if Destiny releases a date and how close that will be to Titanfall. But Xbox One owners have got something very, very exciting to look forward to. That's, you know, what, 5 months away. Really, really good.
Yeah, you know, that's what I've been looking forward to, and that's, you know, I'll get it next year. I'll have one before March, so that's when I'm going to pick up. I'm not going to spend $250 on it. Or what else comes with it besides that statue?
I actually don't know. I'll have a look. I would imagine art books got to be in there somewhere. There's the sort of thing that you normally throw in there, and probably some DLC. Let's see if I can actually. Well, I think it was Wednesday it was announced. Let's see if I can find out, because that is that's a huge amount of money, isn't it?
Yeah.
250.
Just for a little 12-inch statue that lights up. Yeah, that's a.
Do you know what's really, really horrible? In the UK, it's £249, which is about $325.
Oh, well, there you go. Wow, that's ridiculous.
Oh, there you go. So for the $249.99, it has a 18-inch Atlas Titan statue with its battery-powered LED lighting, a beefy art book, and a big schematic poster of an Atlas an Atlas Titan mech.
So something that should be $100. That just sounds like a collector's edition. That's, you know, $100, not $250 or $330.
It's a lot.
That's
it's a lot of
stupid.
money. So,
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it right now. Whoever spends that much money on a fucking 18-inch light-up figure, you're stupid.
Even Ken is not interested
Who
in
would
it.
be?
So that's, you know.
That's ridiculous. That's the stupidest price point for an 18-inch figure in a game that I've ever heard of. I don't care how limited it is.
No.
I mean, you almost have to have one. Just make one, and that price point almost fits. God, stupid. People are stupid.
I know, they're ridiculous. Talking of launches for launch games for next gen, a little while ago, Warner Brothers have announced that if you already know, the Entertainment has announced a copy that Injustice of that would be coming to PS4. I don't think if you already own a copy of Injustice, but if you're as PSP, going to be buying the Game of the Year edition or the this week the big, the Ultimate Edition, which is coming out later this year. It's going to come bundled with a code where you can then redeem that for a digital copy on the PS4 when that launches next, when the game launches on PS4 next year. So that's quite a cool little thing. It's a lot of games are doing it now. It's a pretty cool incentive. If you do want to upgrade. I mean, I've not seen Injustice run on PS4 hardware yet, so I don't know how it looks. If it's a lot smoother. I mean, that sort of game. I mean, I'm not heavily into it. I enjoyed what I played of it. That game was pretty solid, as most good fighting games have to be, and I would imagine that a lot of the stuff on PS4 will mainly be sort of graphical enhancements and stuff like that. But if you're going to buy the Ultimate Edition, then at least you're safe in lodge. If you do get a PlayStation 4, then you will be able to get that for a little bit cheaper. Obviously not coming to Xbox One, because the game isn't coming to Xbox One. It's PS4 only for next gen. So you play him Injustice much?
I played a little bit of the story, never beat it. Most of my time was playing it online with Ken and Drew and getting my ass completely handed to me. But,
yeah,
I mean, I like what I played, and I really do want to play it again. So maybe I'll just pick it up for the PS4 now. See, I can do that. It's not a launch title, though, is it?
No, I think it's coming out January, if I remember rightly. So it's not going to be launched, but it won't be too far behind.
Okay.
But we might see a little bit more of this games kind of that are straddling that next gen line. So you'll have some on. You might find that some of these games that are coming out now will appear on next generation. In the coming sort of 4, 5, 6 months. Drew seems to think that Batman Arkham Origins is definitely coming to next gen. I don't know about that, but that wouldn't surprise me. Especially if you look at Warner, who are doing the Injustice thing, of course. You wouldn't put it past them if they want to make a few extra bucks, and if that's the case, then maybe you'll get a similar deal with Batman Arkham Origins, which of course released today, and is I'm enjoying it as well. I've been playing some of it this evening, and it's more of the same, but that's not a bad thing. The combat on that is awesome. So
Batman,
we'll see.
Or Arkham Origins for the next gen, Xbox One exclusive, timed exclusive.
No, I don't know. Sony and Warner.
Yeah,
no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Mark my words. October 25th, 5:36 my time. Wow, 10:36 your time. Origins for the next gen, Xbox One first. Yep.
I don't know. Sony
I'm just saying shit.
Sony and Warner seem to be pretty tight at the moment. If you look at their, Warner have put a lot of games on the PS Plus subscription service, such as some of the Lego games, and Batman Arkham City was on there a while ago. Mortal Kombat went on there. So, I think Sony and Warner are pretty tight. I don't know whether that has anything to do with the fact that Justice hasn't come to Xbox One. I don't think so. Maybe it's just something the developers decided not to do, but they seem pretty tight. But
that wouldn't make sense to me. I mean, they're making it for the 360. Why can't they just make it for the Xbox One?
I don't know. It seems weird. If you are making it for the PS4, which is essentially the same architecture as the Xbox One, why wouldn't you? But they have come out and said they're not. There is no Xbox One version of Injustice, so there must be a reason behind it. But
I'm sure there is, and I'm sure it'll get leaked out eventually. What that reason's going to be, it always does. So
people can't keep the flap shut. We'll move on to the quick burst, so I'll let you take over, my friend.
Yay! Assassin's Creed Liberation HD is coming to the PS3 and PC in January. So, there. Yeah. Yay.
It's going to be... I think it's going to be about $20, but if you're a PS Plus subscriber, or if you pre-order on because it's available to pre-order on the PSN, you get a discount. So if that, I mean, I've got it on Vita, so I won't bother with it. But
what's the discount? $5?
It's 25%, maybe, I think, something like that. So yeah, I mean $5, wasn't it? So
$5.
Yes, sorry. It's late in the night. I don't know. I can't do maths. So yeah, I mean that's cool. You know, if you haven't played it, I've only played a little bit on the Vita. I've not really played a huge amount. So it might be cool, but I won't bother with the HD version.
Yeah, whatever. It's Assassin's Creed. Whatever. Ubisoft PS3/4, which I'm assuming that's PS4.
Yeah.
Okay. Exclusive content will only be exclusive for half a year. That's 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, big boy math right there, buddy. Big boy math.
So apparently, this goes for Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs. There was something come out that basically said it was timed exclusive for 6 months, and Ubisoft have the right to put it on other platforms if they want to. They haven't said whether they're going to or not. I guess after 6 months, who gives a shit? They'll be on to the next game, so I doubt it. But apparently, it's that when it's a big thing with these when you see the adverts for Assassin's Creed over here anyway. The adverts are rolling, and then at the end it says available on PS3 and PS4 with exclusive content. So they're doing a big thing of advertising over here, but that exclusive content is timed. Should Ubisoft want to move elsewhere?
Right on. Both PS4 and the Xbox One will feature 8-way party chat, and that feature will be available at launch.
Woohoo! Hey,
right?
For launch!
Yay! Finally, a feature available at launch. Can't watch movies. You can't watch movies at launch, but you can chat with 8 people.
At this rate, we'll actually be able to play some games.
Right. Oh, fantastic. This one kind of is weird. PS4 will allow you to use real names from launch. We talked about this briefly last week. Microsoft announced that you won't be able to use real names from launch. The idea is that you can use real names for your friends list and for yourself. There will be, of course, privacy settings to you can turn it fully on or off or whatever you want to do with it. But basically, the real names for the real name system for the PS4 will be available from launch, whereas Microsoft's won't. I said to Mike last week, who the fuck wants to give their real name out on an online game? But I don't think it works that way. I think it's a case of you can opt in, and so your friends can see your real name, which makes it a little bit easier for you to recognise that Teabagger 2257 is Jeff that you know down the road or whatever. So it's That's my new gamer tag is Teabagger 557. Fantastic.
So,
but I mean, honestly though, for us, our names are all over, our real names, so that really doesn't harm a lot of things there, I suppose.
No, I guess the concern is when you're playing online, someone knowing your real name, because obviously when you get in a lobby, you don't want your real name banded out there, and you don't have to. This is just basically for people on your friends lists.
Right.
I think again, this just for simplification purposes, so you can see, you don't have to think, oh, that person is that person. You automatically know.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'll never use that. Dark Souls 2 beta is coming in 2 days for PS Plus subscribers. Yay.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me. Demon Souls or Dark Souls are those kind of games that I'd like to experience, but I know I'll never get on with them. So yeah. I appreciate, their popularity and the fact that they are hardcore games. They are, not for the light-hearted. I completely appreciate that. I don't have the patience to play a game like that. But there are millions out there who do, and they'll be happy that as of Sunday they can get into the beta.
Yep. I'm with you on that one, though, John. I tried Dark Souls. Dark Souls? I don't know. Whichever one was on sale on Xbox a while ago. I hated
I
it.
don't know. The Demon Souls is the first one. Dark Souls is a
Okay.
pseudo sequel, obviously.
So I think it was Dark Souls. I couldn't get into it. So
It's hard
yeah.
work. It's not for the faint of heart.
No, sir, it is not.
Okay, so a few more news stories to wrap up with. Firstly, again, news coming out today. Bioshock Infinite's DLC Part 1 of Burial at Sea has been dated, and that date is, let's have a look, I'd written it down, hadn't I? November 12th. So you will be able to take, I think Booker is the, because obviously there are two parts. In one you play as Booker, and the other you play Elizabeth. I'm sure Booker is the first one. That's going to be available to download on PC, PS3, and Xbox 360 on the 12th, priced at $14.99. However, if you bought the season pass, then of course it's downloadable for free. Which, you know, I love that game. I'm not going to say anything about the game because I'm sure there are people who still haven't played it.
Right.
But I think the Burial at Sea thing is going to be a cool little thing. You know, having them two in Rapture will be quite cool. It wouldn't surprise me if that ties into the fall of Rapture that then runs into Bioshock. That would be really quite cool if they do that. So,
well,
looking forward to that.
I'm going to have to hear your thoughts, or whoever's going to, buy the DLC, because I don't even think I have Bioshock anymore, because, man, they took their sweet ass time getting this DLC out.
Yeah, it's a shame because you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you release it 3 weeks, 4 weeks after the games come out, everyone cries foul that you've taken out the single player. It was always going to be, in the game, and you've cut it out to make more money. If you say we haven't started on it, we finished the game first, that got released, then we started, you've got a long lead time if you want to make that DLC good. And when did Bioshock came? Was it May?
I don't remember. It was a while ago. That's all I know.
I know it was the first half of the year. I mean, you're talking about 5-6 months after launch, and again, it's in some cases it's like my copy sitting on the shelf gathering dust. In others, it's been traded in, and so it's what can you do? You can.
The time frame too, November 12th. Gee, that's what, 3 days before the PS4 launch. So I'm sorry, I just think this is going to get overlooked.
But if you leave it any later, and you're then at the launch, and you completely got no chance. But I mean, you look at it this way: it's took this long. It's probably been well made. It's probably pretty good. And if you've already, I mean, for me, I've already got the season pass, so for me, it's no brainer. I'll just download it and I'll enjoy it. But you're right; it's going to hurt sales. I think that close to come 12th of November, who's going to be giving a shit what's on the current consoles, unless you are intending to keep the current consoles and not go next gen. Everyone's going to be in a fever pitch about the new generation, and it's going to get lost in a swamp of other stuff and other news. So,
well, for its sake, I hope it is good, because
I'm sure it will be.
Because I don't know. It's interesting, but they've had a while to work on it, so it better be damn near flawless.
Another DLC news, again, airing today. Rockstar, who are currently still trying to iron out a few bugs in GTA 5, have announced 2 new DLC packs that are coming. Now, first one is what they call the Beach Bum Pack, and that will contain some dune buggies, some clothing articles, some weapons for use in both online and offline, single player mode, and also some new missions for online. And that's coming out in November. And then shortly after that will be the Creators Pack, which is basically where you'll be able to really express your inner thug by creating multiplayer games and multiplayer missions. So that's interesting. I believe they're both going to be free. It's just going to be an update to the game. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They've had to delay the stimulus pack where they're giving you the 500,000 They've delayed that while they still iron out a few of the bugs. That's meant to be coming in a week or so for those that are playing online. To be fair, I've not had a chance. I've finished the game today. I've done all the main storyline quests, and I'm straight on Batman. And it's kind of, I want to get these games out of the way with, because, you know, Batman's the last game I'm going to be buying, or the last game before next generation. So I'm trying to get those tied down. I'm not sure how much time I'll have for GTA Online, but I do mean to get on there at some point. So finally, last little bit of news, and it's another delay. Not too much of a headline stealer as last week with Drive Club and Watch Dogs and the Crew, but EA have announced that The Sims 4, is it 4? Yeah, it's 4, isn't it? Sims 4 has been delayed until next year, so fall next year. So not fantastic news for Sims fans, but, you know, still good for quality purposes, I guess. While I was doing that news story, Justin has gone. His connection has cut. Oh, hang on. He might be coming back. Let's see if he appears. It's a mystery. I'm sure he had lots to say about The Sims. Probably not. No, he's trying anyway. So yeah, I mean, I've stopped playing The Sims after probably The Sims 2. I didn't really get into Sims 3 when it started becoming, you know, all about doing tasks and getting certain parts of their life in order and doing this, that, and the other. I kind of got bored. But, you know, to be fair, it did look quite cool when they showed it off earlier in the year. So, yeah, a shame, another delay, but as long as it's for the right reasons, i.e., getting the game up to scratch, then it's all for good. So I think we better wind this up. We haven't got Justin. Usual things, of course. If you want to follow Justin on Twitter, he does occasionally go on there. It's at KillWolverine. If you want to follow me, I again usually go on there at John W UK. You can of course add comments to the YouTube page. Comment bits below or to the side. I can't remember where they are now. You can email us at podcasts@ztgd.com. And you can of course catch us on the N4G radio podcast, which goes out on Mondays. We shall be back next week, but thank you very much for joining us, and we'll catch you soon. Take care.